Wow.
Howdy, everybody. Welcome to Liberty Libations number 150, number 150. My name is Jake Green, joined as usual by Zane, Placie, Alden, Hardee, Nick Ciesielski, and the invisible Stephen Hilton, who says he is 10 minutes behind schedule due to children, I'm assuming.
He missed the intro, man.
He missed the new intro. Tell me, audience, what y'all thought of the new intro song. By song, I mean just choir orchestra belting it out.
It sounds like we're getting.
You're really leaning into the medieval theme of the graphic.
Yes, I was gonna say it sounds like we're getting primed to like fight a dragon or something. So
yeah, had I known that, I would have worn my Burger King crown for tonight.
We're fighting the dragon of government, Alden.
The metaphorical. There's chasing the dragon, and then there's fighting the dragon as a metaphor. Got it.
We're definitely chasing the dragon.
Interesting. Okay, Zane, what are you drinking tonight?
All right, I have to take a deep breath for this one because I'm drinking High Wire Brewing's Mountain Water Pomegranate Peach Easy Drinking Ale. And around the top it says, "This is the beer to share with your seltzer friends."
That is way too much wording on a can.
That's a lot, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Alden, what do you got?
Oh my god, not that. I just have another of the world's tallest. Actually, I've been drinking it, but just like a whiskey Coke situation.
Nice.
Because I needed the caffeine because I am tired after battling trees all day and yin
yang. Nick, what do you got?
Mead from the basement.
Nice.
Mead. Love it. And I've got Lafroig. I am also working out of my buddy's studio. It's Endure Studios.
Oh yeah.
Anybody wants to check it out? Down in
Fayetteville.
Fayetteville.
You're not in a box today.
I'm not in a box, and I'm not on a porch. So I'm in a soundproofed room in the studio.
But I like that the just knowing you could be attacked by a bear at any moment is just interesting to me.
You know, I do have.
He has a 10mm on him when he's doing that.
I have my 10 mil literally within arm's reach.
Yeah, I figured you would.
Well, you're not getting attacked by a bear in Fayetteville.
No,
or are you?
Not in Fayetteville. Well, not that kind of bear, at least.
I was gonna make the same joke. You beat me to it.
All right, y'all. First off, this Saturday, at least me and Zane, maybe Alden, we'll see, and maybe Stephen are going to be attending the Great Create in Ackworth, Georgia, at George Washington Carver Park, from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., give or take. And y'all, the past 3 years, it's been phenomenal. It's a DIY, like self-sufficiency, self-reliance type festival where folks with all sorts of different skills show up and put on seminars and have booths and teach you things, and you get to learn a whole bunch of stuff and meet like-minded folks.
No one told me there's boobs.
There's boobs, booze, and booths.
Blah blah blah, blah blah blah.
So, highly recommend if you're in anywhere near Atlanta, head on up to Ackworth, Georgia for the Great Create. We're going to be doing a live free Georgia podcast while we're there, and there are just some great folks that are going to be talking, including the two guests we had on our last free Georgia episode, Oscar Sierra and Julie Stevens, who own Mojo Health. Highly recommend you go listen to that episode. Like, it's one of the best informational episodes I think we've ever done on Free Georgia. We're 93 episodes in, so that's saying something. Oscar and Julie have kind of approached medicine in a more natural and data-driven way. Mm-hmm. And I now go to them. Yeah, I know. I go to them, and they're awesome.
Sounds like they don't trust the science.
They don't trust the science. They trust the data.
That's funny that there is a worthwhile like distinguishing difference between those two terms, and you would think that they might be the same thing, but
well, in proper use they are the same,
right?
But the problem is that the lowercase s science has become differentiated from the capital S science TM.
Yeah, Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's what people mean when they say trust the signs.
That's fair.
Become a religion.
So get the tickets. I think it's like $40 for the day, and you get access to all sorts of great stuff. And yeah, get to hang out with a bunch of great people, including Zane, myself, my co-host Kat for Free Georgia podcast, as well as like most of the Libertarian Party.
Come get autographs.
Come get autographs. I actually did sign my first ever autograph the other day at an event in Montana.
For the
Was it
Cascade
for
effect?
Nikki?
Or?
For Cascade Effect. No,
Yeah.
it's for some random guy.
Was it for Nikki?
This weekend is an excellent weekend for them to be having this event because ABC networks are still not on YouTube TV, so no college football.
Well, that's why I have Fubo TV and YouTube TV.
Yeah,
So.
but it's also, we're kind of height of the rut right now. I mean, it was wild this past weekend. Saturday, no deer at all, like nothing moving, right? I come in Sunday, it's wild. Deer chasing like crazy. Like it was from my stand, I'm sitting there and I've got, that had a little buck. He was like a forky on the right and like barely legal on the left with 3 up. And he comes running past. I'm like, I think that's a forky. That's not legal. That's too small. And then he comes past my stand and he's, stops underneath it briefly. I'm like, he looks technically legal, but if I have to question it, I'm not taking that shot. And then, he's chasing the doe, and then a legal one comes by behind me chasing a doe, and they come back and he chases it, but then runs down to my uncle, and my uncle, unfortunately, forgot to take the safety off his crossbow when he pulled the trigger.
Better that than the other way around, I guess. But.
So he did not get that. And then I had a spike chasing like a tiny little fawn. I'm talking like this doe was like this big, and this spike is just chasing it right past me.
Spike when they've got just the tiny little,
just the two little,
tips. Yeah.
So it was a fun morning sitting out there on Sunday morning.
Nice.
Change overnight was just wild. It went from nothing, no movement at all, to
fishing can be really similar. Where like one day you go same spot, same time, same tide, whatever, same moon, it doesn't matter, and then it's glass dead, nothing, and then you go another time and there's busts all over the top of the water and stuff. It's again like it can be like right after a rain, and it can be 72 degrees. Like you can try to line up all the same variables, and it just doesn't matter sometimes. It's chaos.
Nice. All right, y'all. We're going to get into our first topic.
You're not going to talk about fishing and hunting the whole time?
We're not.
Not good.
I know you could. Yeah. We're not going to, though. So, first topic of the evening. What?
Real quick, if you want Game Wardens to get my merch, get in the chat and let Jake know, or tag him on Twitter, and we'll get that. And I'll make him make that Game Wardens to get my merch.
It was worth it just to hear Jake's this exasperated what.
Okay, first topic of the night. Here we go.
Good morning, New York City. Thank you. Last night we made history, and today we begin the work of making a new administration. Welcome to the transition. This is the period over the next few months where we build a city hall that delivers on the promises of our campaign to make New York City affordable.
Why is this being shot like the opening sequence to The Office?
As we prepare to govern, we'll start announcing the leaders who will help implement our agenda. People like deputy mayors who oversee entire areas of government, and the commissioners who carry out the critical work of city agencies. These appointments will be driven by excellence, integrity, and hunger to solve old problems with new solutions.
And why does
Talking to organizers on the front lines of the fight to improve our city, government veterans with proven track records, policy experts from around the country and the world, and working people who know better than anyone what our neighborhoods deserve. And this will be a period, like the campaign we ran and the city hall to come, defined by transparency, because New Yorkers deserve a government they can trust. On January 1st, I will be your mayor. New Year's Day and a new era for the city. Oh, and one more thing. Remember how I told you a few months ago to stop sending us money? You can start again. This transition requires staff,
money,
research,
please,
and an infrastructure that can meet this moment. And it will be made possible by the people who built and believe in this movement. So I hope you'll make a donation at transition2025.com. Now let's get to work.
So I have many comments. The biggest comment that I can make is the fact that he decided to use the biggest losing team in New York as his colors, which is the New York Mets. a bunch of freaking losers. He used them as his new era like colors. Freaking dumb.
I mean, I'm from Pittsburgh, so like I don't have room to talk on any baseball team.
Yeah. Well,
Fair
he
enough.
just chose the wrong team. That's all. He could have chosen the Yankees or just no team at all.
It almost feels, to choose any team colors at all feels kitschy and kind of trolly and weird.
Brian says, turns out the entire mayoral election was just an elaborate TV show.
It's how it feels. Like,
I mean,
Zane
that was
right.
really,
Like, the filming style was odd for that.
Yeah, it was really stupid. The funniest thing is him. His entire campaign is, I'm going to get all of y'all free stuff. You're going to get free buses.
Nothing's free.
Child care, yada, yada, yada. And then at the end of this video, he says, give me money, please.
Yeah, that's what I said. Nothing's free. Like,
well, what's free is that, it is, I think one of the further videos is going to get into it, is someone else is going to pay for it. Not you get it for free. It's that guy pays for it. But, one way I'll say you can make New York affordable, and with his plan, and that is to drive every productive person with the means to leave the city out of it and leave it a burning husk of just people too poor to afford to move out. Then you're going to have vacancies out the window. You're going to have tons of vacancies, and the apartments will be affordable. But does anyone want to live there?
That's a very good point. Zane, you got one?
So I know you've titled the episode New York City, a New Era, and there are lots of people freaking out about, we'll have to flee from New York City. We've got to get out of here because it's going to be turned into a socialist hellhole. And I'm sure that that's going to be true to an extent, but I think it is important to have some historical perspective on what's happened here. Like, socialists becoming mayors of big cities is actually not new in the American experience. Like in the early 20th century, even, I think Milwaukee was pretty famous for having a bunch of socialists in charge. And not that Milwaukee is like the world's best city today, but Milwaukee is still around and people still live there, and it's not like literal hell. And like even more recently, I think everybody's forgotten that Bill de Blasio was essentially a socialist as well. Like when he was running for president in 2020, he was, pretty far out there in terms of how radical he was compared to the rest of the candidates running. And I think, now that he's been out of office and now that Zoran is about to come in, I think people have just had some kind of idea that New York has had reasonable mayors up to this point. So I'm sure that he's going to be bad for the city, but I also think, like, if I had grown up as a New Yorker, I would be absolutely devastated by this because it would be a serious threat to where I was from. But I would also think it would really suck if everybody's like, well, we have to give up on New York now. New York City is irretrievably lost. Because then if you all leave, then it's definitely going to be turned into a socialist hellscape. So, and certainly sticking around with those horrible policies is not going to be easy. And I'm not telling anybody what to do, but I think there is room for not overreacting and saying, "Oh, we all have to leave immediately."
And let's remember that half the time, 90% of the time, politicians don't actually do what they say they're going to do in their campaigning. So, I do think he is an idiot as far as what policies he decided to promote on his campaign trail, but he clearly was able to garner the support of tons and tons of people.
I think that's what's more telling in terms of like the success rate or the how people are willing to receive him is like, well, I mean, he was pretty extreme or transparent, or as he says, or whatever, about his at least plan. How much of it comes to pass, like, I don't know. I wonder if just like the population of at least like New York City, like the metro area or whatever, like is more and more these days like okay with what's happening. Maybe we're on the outside like going like, oh, that's going to be terrible, but maybe everyone's adjusted culturally to the point where that's what they expect or okay. I don't know. Like it's hard for me to speak for New Yorkers. Like
he's going to have to moderate. I mean, he's going to moderate on the message on what he campaigned on. I mean, that's
he already has
inevitable.
a little bit.
Yeah, and there's things that are kind of outside of his control. The city doesn't control the Port Authority, right? So he can't do anything about the buses unless the city's going to foot the bill for it, which means that's coming from another tax. That's coming from the money that the city has to spend. There are some things that I at least saw interesting, like ending the NYPD partnership with the IDF, which shouldn't be a thing anyway.
Should we welcome Steven while
I was about to? Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Hey,
Steven.
Before we get too far.
Steven, welcome to the show, man. First off, what are you drinking?
Starting with the New Realm Kick Flipper.
Nice.
And then moving into, 'tis the season and all that. So a winter IPA.
Winter IPA.
Okay.
What does that entail?
Pause. It is not the season. Tis absolutely not the season.
It's deer season, not winter.
What are you talking about? It's 57 degrees out.
I will not allow you to promote Christmas on this show until the day after Thanksgiving.
He just said
I promoted winter.
Winter.
You keep that Christmas-colored beer down at your side.
To be fair, you can't even start Christmas until 2 weeks after Thanksgiving.
Wait.
There's a whole holiday of rifle season in there.
Brian has the best point. It's never the season for IPAs.
That's hilarious, actually. So, real question though. I've sold beer for, this was now 8 years ago or something, but for a while, and I have never heard of a winter. I've heard of winter ales, but I've never heard of a winter IPA. So, what the hell is in that, or what does it taste like?
Well, this is just a bit of marketing. It's just your standard West Coast IPA, but it is
that's
piney,
sold in the winter.
Yeah, piney, snappy, and toasty. So, because they put those words on there, it applies to
so winter. A different malt bill that's a toastier malt, like a grain bill or whatever.
It's got a darker malty backbone to it,
okay.
Kind of like a Dogfish Head 60 Minute. But then it's a real bitter hop forward profile.
What did you Dogfish Head 60 Minute? What?
It's Dogfish Head's a beer out of Delaware, and 60 Minute is just one of their.
I got really drunk at their brewery once.
Yeah, Sam Calgon. He's like the OG of the craft beer market. Because Sam Adams bought his brewery for was it in the billions or was it just like 300 million?
It was either just under or just over $1 billion. I thought
it was nine figures at least. It was in the nine figures, and dude wrote a book on how to run a craft brewery. He's just an absolute genius. But he's got the flagship. He's the first one to come out with a pumpkin ale in the fall. Because Anheuser-Busch they tried to take over. They tried to say that you can't use the word pumpkin, PUN_KN, and he's like, bro, I trademarked that in '92. Get out of here.
That's funny.
Well, going back to the topic at hand, Steven, what were your first thoughts when you saw Mom Donnie won?
Oh man, so it's just in my head the pendulum is swinging here, man. It's on one hand, in one generation, because I come from a family of veterans, law enforcement, that whole thing. So in just 24 years, now we have a commie Muslim running New York City. I mean, we go from nuke them all, turn the desert to glass, to 24 years later, maybe you should run the bastion of freedom, the symbol of America, internationally, when people think of, the symbol of, hey, what signifies freedom and capitalism and the United States to you? And they think Statue of Liberty, New York City. And so we go from, 24 years of, hey, we're at war with radical Islam to, hey, maybe one of the guys should run the city. So, I've got that going in my head. But then on the other hand, he's just the mayor. How powerful is he really? Because I know down here, outside of a metropolis, it's a whole different story because they're really down here in Fayette County, the local mayor is literally just a tie-breaking vote for the city council.
Right.
That's it.
Grumpy says, one day after Mom Donnie got elected, NYC public schools are already teaching school children Arabic numerals.
Yes, love it. So I got that going through my head, but then there's one side of me, the what do you call it, the burn it down style libertarians, just like the collapsitarian, like, hey, maybe this is the use case that we need to kind of shock ourselves awake, like, hey, let's see what an absolute disaster this is. But then I look back to Minneapolis, and we've been watching that for 15 years.
I was going to say a similar thing of like, we've watched a lot of things really, really, really not work. And it still doesn't seem like it gets enough of the, oh man, like we need to start over. Like the education system in general in this country is like not great. And everyone's like, but we can't do away with the state level education system because of the children. And they're afraid of what would happen if you leave it because they're afraid it would be bad. And I'm like, but it's bad now. Like, I don't know. It's just hard. I've seen it go so poorly in so many ways, and people are just afraid of more of like an actual shift that might
see. And that's another thing that New York City has brought us. John Taylor Gatto, the greatest public educator of the last century.
Yes.
Love some John Taylor Gatto.
What?
Love some John Taylor Gatto.
Oh, absolutely.
But also, you can't credit New York for him. He's a Pittsburgh guy.
Oh, okay. Well, he taught in New York City for a while.
That's where he did his teaching. But but he's a Pittsburgh guy.
Okay. Either way. So again, you've got that kind of contrast. Do we need that as like a use case to say, hey, watch how terrible things are now? Look, this is what you asked for, and then people are saying that there's like 750,000 people about to move out of New York City. Imagine all the people that are moving to New York City now, because I've
seen a lot of those videos too. Yeah.
He is going to be a catalyst. Hey, you don't like paying rent. You don't like the cops. You want free stuff. You like committing crimes and not being punished for them.
I was going to say a similar thing as far as
have we got a place for you?
Yeah.
We've got in one of the chats up here in PA, one of the guys was talking to the lawyer in the chat saying, hey, how can I set up a nonprofit to raise money to move all the commies to New York?
Just buy a bus circuit. Yeah.
That's hilarious. Well, let's let this chick talk about some of the economics behind what his policies might bring.
Congratulations, New York. You just elected a man who promised that he was going to pay all of your bills using the money from anyone who makes over $1 million a year. So before we fast forward to the oops, we're broke part of this story, let's talk some numbers. Currently, there are roughly 80 to 90,000 millionaires that live in New York City and about 125 billionaires. And between those two groups, they already cover about 48% of all of the city income taxes. But now Mom Donnie would like to jack up their taxes another 2%, as well as hike up corporate rate taxes on top of it. And y'all are all out here thinking that he sounds like Robin Hood. But here's what's actually happening. 10 to 15% of those millionaires are already planning to leave. Another 10 to 15% of the billionaires are shifting residency or moving operations out of the city. And another 3 to 5% of major companies are preparing to relocate entirely. Sorry, I left my crayons at home for this one, but that is a guesstimated $1.3 to $2.4 billion in lost tax revenue every single year. And when that money walks out the door, the city is not going to be chasing the rich. It's going to be chasing you, because when the top leaves, the bill always trickles down. So when your rent starts to climb and your city taxes rise and your grocery bill goes up again, it's not because the rich got greedier. It's because your mayor ran the investors, the jobs, and the tax base out of town. And the only thing that's left to tax then is you. Is this the part where I say, I hope you get everything that you voted for? I know I'm still getting everything I voted for. Pretty dang happy with everything I voted for. Anyways, this was fun. Have a day.
Have a day, y'all.
All right, let's clarify the record here because she mentioned it, but Robin Hood didn't steal from the rich and give to the poor. He stole from the government and gave back to the people it came.
There we go. That's exactly right.
As much as Ayn Rand is going to tell you otherwise.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Zane, was there anything incorrect with generally what you just said?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think this is actually. Are you guys familiar with the Laffer curve?
Yeah.
No.
So the idea here is that at some point you can raise taxes so high that you actually get less revenue, because like imagine if like we had 60% income taxes. That would cause people to work less because they'd be working and getting so little of their own money that they'd just be like, I'll just be poor and not have to work as much. So like in an extreme case, if income tax was 100%, well, no one would work because why would you? But then
Or
you would
no one
also
work officially, like
Right.
Right.
yeah, but
tax
then you
revenue would be zero.
tax
if-
revenue
Right.
would be zero because no one would work. So
right.
and obviously tax revenue would also be zero if income tax were 0%, which would be obviously the ideal state. But even if you're talking to someone that thinks that there should be a government that has to tax people, you can still point out to them that sometimes raising the tax rate actually makes you end up with less tax revenue. And so that's essentially what she was getting at, where if you raise the tax any higher on the millionaires and billionaires than it already is, and then they leave, then you're actually going to end up with less tax income, even though the tax rate is higher. And I think Mamdani has been on some other clip where he was like, well, we're just going to raise the income tax on people making over $1 million by 2%. It's like pocket change. And I think this is mathematically ignorant of the characteristics of the population of New York that makes over $1 million. Because
up there is not that much.
I
mean,
right, but if you think about like the overall income distribution, it's heavily skewed. So there are a lot of people that make a little, and some people that make a lot. But even if you only look at the people that make over $1 million a year, you get the same thing. Where if you're just looking at the population that makes over $1 million a year, a lot of those people will be making very close to $1 million a year. And it's really only a tiny population of even that subset that's like the 100 millionaires and the billionaires, where an additional 2% would really be like pocket change. They wouldn't even realize it. So, and as Stephen, you pointed out, $1 million in New York City, I mean, you're still doing well, but it's not like you're fantastically wealthy. So you can kind of understand how someone making $1 million could still be getting pinched by this, especially because of all the other things that he wants to do that would also make the cost of living go up. So yeah, it as they always say, eventually you run out of other people's money.
Yeah. My only complaint with her videos, she said 10 to 15% of millionaires are already moving out. 10 to 15% of billionaires say they're going to move out. Where do you get those numbers? Are you polling every single millionaire and billionaire? I don't really understand where that percentage comes from.
As well, but with billionaires, they have like 4 homes, so they can basically just like they weren't leaving, they were changing primary residency, like which is a different thing.
That's what she said. So you have to spend a little bit more time elsewhere than there, but you're that rich that you're taking your private jet in, or
that's really easy to do when you have that kind of resources.
Like you're talking about people who have the resources to move, and you're talking about policies that end when you cross the river. Right.
Which, I mean, ironically enough, his policies for those people, the ones that he's actually trying to get their money with these policies, they're just going to leverage the tax code to actually make his increased cost of living a tax write-off for their businesses. They're not going to pay more taxes. They're actually going to pay less taxes now.
It usually affects
because when they're in town now, they're out of town. Because they're not at their primary residence anymore, and now it's a business expense.
Write that private jet off. You write off.
Yeah, and you got the Augusta rule. You can rent your own house to yourself for 2 weeks a year, tax free. And done. So they're actually going to leverage the ones that are in the very top tier of the ones that he's supposedly coming for their money. They're actually going to pay less because he's raising the cost of living.
Dadgum, man. Remind me to be a billionaire next time. That sounds much better.
How could you forget?
I know.
But like when we think
about
about
so wrong.
When we think about all of the productive people are going to leave and all the people that want free stuff and want to do crime are going to come in, where does that leave us? Like in the same spot that New York City was in the 1970s. So like it would really be a tragedy if just, as Steven said, the symbol of American society was just completely obliterated. But I don't think that that's really likely to happen, even though the policies will be really bad. I just think that the city itself is probably too robust to be destroyed beyond repair by 4 years of being governed by a stupid idiot.
Well, you have to take in mind, you look at it, this is likely the epitome of weak men create hard times, right? I mean, we'll see what happens, but that's very likely what's going to happen, right? You talk about, someone who's a member of the Democratic Socialists of America, who voted for himself on the worker and working families party or whatever it is, rather than on the Democratic line, because he was on multiple lines. So you know where he is on it. You know, leftists destroy everything that they touch. They look to tear it down. There's probably a limit to what it can, but I mean, you start playing around with like the no cash bail and let everyone out on the streets, and we're not gonna. And you start the San Francisco stuff about we're not gonna enforce the public urination, public defecation, this that, the shoplifting stuff that they said when they basically legalized shoplifting because we're not going to enforce that, offering free stuff to everyone, depending on what are they going to go back to illegal immigrants can just come, we're just going to give you a $10,000 debit card or whatever they were planning. I mean, there's a whole lot you can do real quick that was being done already that they kind of backed off because it seemed like Eric Adams, I don't know.
But all of those things you just listed, name those things that he can do without federal help, because he doesn't have that.
Yeah.
So that's looking at like silver lining here, because like I said, outside of a metropolis, at least where I am in the country, the mayor is just the tie-breaking vote for city council, and then they do ribbon cutting ceremonies for local businesses, and I mean that's really about it. They cheerlead. Yeah. They're the social media presence. They're the lead marketing director for their town or city, and that's about it. I know once you get into a metropolis, you have a little more authority.
I mean, you're talking real like executive police stuff.
Yeah, you do get some executives. You do get some kind of some fiat authority, for local ordinances and things like that. Because I know what was it like Kasim Reed? I mean, like he was using the credit card for his personal use. He was using all the bodyguards to go on vacation. I mean, they made him pay some of the money back, which I don't know that they've actually collected on that. But I mean, there was something like $20 million of excess, and I'm like, how did you even have a $20 million budget, bro? Much less excess. That's wild to me. So we'll see. Because again, to do everything that he campaigned on, he's going to need the boroughs on his side. He's going to need city councils on his side.
Yeah.
County commission, police chief, fire chief, all of them are going to have to agree with him.
Yep. Let's actually get into that. Here's the next video.
Is there sound?
Yeah, there is. It's coming. There's a reporter asking a question.
Oh.
I don't know why they didn't give subtitles for that or something. Goodness gracious, the longest
long question
ever.
My message to ICE agents and to everyone across this city is that everyone will be held to the same standard of the law. If you violate the law, you must be held accountable. And there is sadly a sense that is growing across this country that certain people are allowed to violate that law, whether they be the president or whether they be the agents themselves. And what New Yorkers are looking for is an era of consistency, an era of clarity, an era of conviction. And that is what we will deliver to them. And I am looking forward to having conversations with Mayor Adams and his administration about the work of the transition to ensure that the handover is a seamless one and that it is one that benefits the shared work we all have to deliver for the people who call the city home.
All right. And not in response, but a competing video.
Yes.
Mr. President, your beloved New York City,
Gulf of America.
your beloved New York City may well be led by a communist
Just a troll.
soon,
It's awesome.
Zorhan Mandami, who in his nomination speech said he will defy ICE and will not allow ICE to arrest criminal aliens in New York City. Your message to communist Zorhan Mandami.
Well, then we'll have to arrest him. Look, we don't need a communist in this country, but if we have one, I'm going to be watching over him very carefully on behalf of the nation. We send him money. We send him all the things that he needs to run a government. And by the way, they get about 3 times what you get, Ron. If you look at the per capita, Florida gets 1/3 of what New York gets in terms of the numbers. Why don't you give us those numbers?
Yeah, well,
Because that's what we should send him.
Yeah, well, like sometimes people say Florida gets more because they count Social Security recipients, but that's not money to the state. Those are seniors that live here. If they move to North Carolina, you could count it there. So it has no interaction with the state government. They get more in the city and state governments than we get.
Right. Substantially. We're going to be watching that very carefully, and a lot of people are saying he's here illegally. He's, we're going to look at everything. And ideally, he's going to turn out to be much less than a communist. But right now, he's a communist. That's not a socialist. I've always said, we will not have socialism in this country. In the speeches, I said, well, what? They skipped socialism. And you get a lot of them like that.
I love the on-the-fly government decision-making that he just tried to make, like making socialism. Yeah, that's completely fair.
But you remember that? That's Jeremy Kauffman signed at the Trump speaking event at the National Convention.
I do remember that. But yeah, his throwing it over to DeSantis and then acting as though he's about to make the decision on, actually, we're just going to cut your budget by 2/3, New York City, or not your budget, what we're sending you in federal grants and aid.
I did enjoy I heard he might be here illegally. It's hilarious.
Dude, it's going to be interesting. I mean, so many people are upset with what ICE has been doing recently, and New Yorkers are definitely high on that list. Yeah,
ICE has been out of line on a lot of things. You hear a lot of bad stories coming out of that. It would be a lot better, had they focused on, let's get the criminals, the actual criminals out. Let's, go hard there. And then, after we finish that, we can figure things out. And, I saw comments on the one video like, they don't know that federal law trumps state and local law. And it's like, that's not actually true.
Correct.
Federal law trumps state and local law where the federal government has jurisdiction. That's the system we set up.
Yeah.
The confusing part is that the federal government since about 1860 has taken so much that shouldn't be under its purview under its own. But we can thank Lincoln and Woodrow Wilson and Franklin Delano Roosevelt and a whole bunch of other people for that. But
yeah, it is
those three.
It is really great to watch leftists rediscover the virtues of federalism and nullification when all of a sudden it's something that they don't like.
Yeah.
This is where it's different when it's like truly, if it's principle rooted, where it just is like whether you like on the surface level application currently or not, like you got to stick to the guns on the principle thing. This is where like freedom of speech is like, if you like what someone is saying or not, that doesn't matter, like in terms of, or shouldn't matter, because the principle of it is that you have the right to what you want to express or whatever, whether you're going to critique your own government or whatever it is. And I'm seeing way too much of this now where in general people are like, it like favors me today, so I'll vote for this one thing, and not seeing how that could give it 3 months even. I don't care. Like on principle could be twisted around to where something that you wouldn't like. And I think that we're looking too much on that like current and surface and not enough on the principle. That's part of why I like libertarians is that they're very, I feel like, principle oriented.
Well, that's why the cheering for the ICE, all the insane parts that the ICE is doing from the MAGA side. It's like Didn't you learn from the Patriot Act and everything else that this shit's gonna get turned back around on you, like it always does, right? The left comes back in, every little thing you did there is getting turned right back around on you. But instead of being half-assed on it and not really serious about it, like you guys were, the left is serious, and they'll turn it around and they'll put you up against the wall.
Yeah. They'll send ICE into a nuclear power plant and arrest the Austrian scientist that we got over there. Hey, where's your papers? Go back home. I've lived here my whole life. Yeah, whatever. Go back home. And then you have a nuclear reactor meltdown because they sent the Austrian guy home. That's what they'll go for. Because they're not going to go for the the landscapers and all that kind of stuff. Not anything you can demagogue. They'll do something to actually make something go boom. And then say, see, this is why we need illegals.
And it's frustrating. It's the same with like police or any other thing where it's like there's examples of some people doing their job well, and there's examples of really, really abusing power and overstepping bounds. And I have a friend that has family members that, one in this case, they are a citizen, but they don't speak English very well, and they were carted off just being suspect or whatever, even though they demonstrated that they were a citizen and were detained for a certain period of time and all of this. And this is the kind of thing that it is unconstitutional in the case that they are a citizen. They were detained past a certain period of time and given no reason
and
why.
That's terrible too. I hate that's happened, but I've been put in handcuffs because I was in proximity to a shoplifting.
That's what I'm saying, though, in terms of this is overstepping by police. I just compare
it's the
police.
same thing, and then they pull me over and then they talk to me and I lose 2 hours of my day because someone shoplifted within 20 feet of me.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. Just proximity is not a crime. Like,
yeah, right. And I think this is why it's so important to, like, if you're going to start a program of deporting illegal immigrants, to start with the criminals, because then at least they're already in custody, and then you can check, oh, you're not even supposed to be here to begin with, GTFO. You don't have to go around, asking everyone for their papers, and then you accidentally, end up, detaining someone that's actually a citizen and didn't have their passport on them or something. But and it's this kind of, extreme policy pushing people into the opposite extreme policy that I think is possibly how we got Mamdani in the first place.
That's fair.
Where it's like, because you mentioned right when you got on the show, it's like, well, 25 years ago, we got attacked by a bunch of jihadists and now a Muslim is the mayor. I think that maybe 20 years of the absolutely failed terror wars have made people think, well, whatever is the most opposite of George W. Bush, that's who we want as the mayor. And so they elect the Muslim. And it's like, even in the context of the past year, who does Trump and ICE decide to go after? Not, MS-13. It's the student on a legal student visa who's criticizing Israel. And I think that the number one issue of the campaign, at least in terms of what people from outside of New York City were hearing about it, is Mamdani is the only candidate that's not kowtowing to Israel. So we like him.
That is true.
So and I think that this has actually blinded people to, the actual implications of having someone that pals around with actual Islamists as mayor. Like, these are not people that you want to be affiliated with. I don't know if you've seen this clip. It was from a protest march they were having somewhere around London, but it was this leftist protest, and it was like half like Muslim immigrants from the Middle East and half like frou-frou far left communist activists. And all of these Muslim guys are marching around, and one of them shouts Allahu Akbar really loud. And then one of these progressive activists is like, says to him, hey, cut that out. We don't need that. We're on the same side. And the Muslim tells him, no, we're not. And it's like, this is such a revealing incident. And I don't think the U.S. is anywhere even close to the level of problem that the UK has right now. But Mamdani being elected is not helping.
Yeah.
And it's like when the communists and the leftists team up. When the Islamists and the leftists team up, historically it has always been the Islamists that win.
Yes.
And I think that Mamdani himself is probably more of a leftist than a really committed Muslim, if only because I saw him standing next to his wife, and his wife was not wearing a hijab, which means they're at least
He's
not
pretty secular.
He is secular
Well,
enough that
hey.
he's willing to pander to them to get votes, but he's not Muslim enough to do anything that's personally inconvenient. I would love to know if there's a picture out there of him eating a hot dog, but
What,
he's
for,
the thin
for
end of the
sexual
wedge.
reasons or for Muslim reasons? Like I don't understand.
But let's not forget,
Maybe.
though. Let's not forget. So whether you're Shia or Sunni, I forget which one correlates to which sect. But you got the concepts of taqiyya and maruna, where you are allowed to lie and act like your enemy in order to blend in with them and gain their favor. So then you can dominate them from within.
So it's like a militant hall pass.
Yes, and then not, but it's actually like commanded at certain levels of their religion.
Right.
Yeah, I'm he comes off extremely secular leftist and, maybe to some extent culturally, Muslim, but I don't know how much he's actually practicing or no. Yeah, I know he's Shia, but
yeah, that's the
Okay, so taqiyya.
sect. Yep, that's the sect that practices taqiyya and has
Yeah.
developed it
Yeah,
further than the Sunnis.
I do think Mamdani is Shia, so
This
but he comes off as as extreme as like Zane said. I completely agree. He comes off like a leftist more than
Yeah, no, I agree with Zane too, and I agree with you repeating it. And like what Stephen was saying as far as the like pretending, that's just like you're just talking about a politician. Like that's
It's the
exactly
same
what the
game.
politicians do. Like
Right.
you don't know if what he's saying is because he's a politician or maybe because he's practicing taqiyya or whatever it is. Like, I mean, the day he got elected, he went back on abolishing the police and went to, well, they need to start enforcing the crimes that they signed up to enforce. It's like, okay, so you just reneged on months of campaign promises on one day. In one
Oh
day.
yeah.
Oh, that's
then,
always
what
the
was it?
thing is
This-
abolish the police doesn't mean abolish the police, right?
Yeah.
It means
Yeah.
abolish
it
the
means
police doesn't
establish
mean
woke
abolish the police. It means give them even more money.
Yes.
And
saw that
then
after
the free
George Floyd.
groceries. The free groceries was cheaper groceries. I mean, that happened overnight.
Yep.
The free rent turned into low rent
Yep.
overnight.
Yep.
So,
It's
but
wild, man.
yeah, and going back to that video of that one chick that had the stats of how many millionaires are leaving, how many billionaires are leaving. One thing we do know is that a guy that has been historically apolitical is Ryan Serhant, the top real estate agent in the nation. He's got a really cool show on Netflix too. But he's a real high powered. He was on, oh gosh, what daytime soap opera sitcom was he on? Like Days of Our Lives or As the World Turns or something like that years ago. And he leveraged that stardom.
That's so popular.
Right. Yeah. He leveraged that stardom. I guess we could call that stardom.
Right.
To launch his real estate career. And, now he's the top realtor in the nation in terms of volume sold, the actual dollar amount. So he was announcing, and this was, 3-4 weeks ago when Mamdani started surging in the polls, that he had a number of canceled contracts that they were like, hey, we think this guy's going to win. We're out.
Surging in the polls sounds sexual.
Yeah,
I
right.
don't like that.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's been up front for quite some time, especially after winning. But yeah, and there was a period of
But you got,
pullback
you've
there,
got the biggest real estate broker in New York City is like, hey, people are backing out of contracts because this guy. Like,
I mean, 50 Cent left. That sums it up for me. He
50
got on a
Cent left
plane
because he
today.
got that sweetheart deal down in Louisiana for that movie studio village he's building.
He's building one too. How many dadgum people? Is he just seeing Tyler Perry's collapse and he's going in for the kill?
Oh, dude. His dominion is bigger than Tyler Perry's. Louisiana, they gave him like 15 years of tax breaks.
Oh, wow.
And, it's nuts what he's about to do down there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. I like that.
But now, if Sean Hannity leaves, we know it's a done deal.
Fair enough. He
because
stuck around through thick and thin, man.
I mean, he's been threatening to leave New York for the last 20 years. I mean, it's like I don't even see how he still has a radio show.
It's hilarious. Anybody have any last words on Mom Donnie before we move on?
Nah.
His bench press was despicable. That was a preposterous attempt at being a man, and like all politics.
When did he bench press?
Hang on, I'll pull.
A couple weeks ago, he did he had one plate on each side, and tried to play it,
and couldn't even do it.
Yeah,
Like 20 or something, or
a plate is a 45.
45.
At least
a full 4. Okay.
He was trying to bench 135, which is like
at least Macron
novice
can hit a
lift.
punching bag. You know, like
There you
Macron looks and acts like a sissy, but he can box. You know, this guy.
I mean, I hear you, but like.
That's how you move up in the polls.
I'm sorry, I'm not sure that's a 45.
No, that's
that looks like
maybe
a
30,
35 maybe, yeah.
So that's 115 pounds.
Because what, 45 is bar or something? Or?
Yeah.
45 is the bar. Yeah, they look a little small for 45s, but it's hard to tell. He doesn't even get all the way down with it.
You guys go to like where you touch or?
It's like
that guy was
okay.
That guy was
I'm
holding
sorry.
Although my idea of a bench press is really skewed because I'll bench 400 pounds, but
damn,
goodness gracious.
I mean, at least 135. At least like a set of 5 of 135. Like that's you're not setting world records, but you're also like we know you can open a pickle jar if you got to.
Also, just don't go do that after
that's
you've
what I
already
was
seen
gonna say.
RFK Jr. like do every single athletic thing imaginable during his campaign. Like, don't do that. You look like an idiot because RFK was way better.
I was honestly just thinking, why do it? It's just such a silly fucking thing to do. Like, I'm gonna make fun of that he did it at all.
Yeah,
whether he benched 40 or 400, it's just, I feel like it has nothing to do with your job position. It's fucking stupid to do that in a crowd and have someone spotting you with, it looked like a lot of help. And
you can see the guy flexing. The guy's doing curls.
That's what I'm saying. The guy on spotting was doing some work there. He didn't just like spot where you had the loose fingers where you're ready to grab. He was like gripped, dude. Like anyway, I honestly, it's just a publicity stunt that's fucking retarded to do in general. I don't want to make fun of him. Like a scrawny guy with good ideas, I'll vote for him. I don't give a shit. Like, but honestly, this is just dumb to do.
It's just
I don't know. I feel like someone his age. I feel like someone his age, if you can't put up 135 once, you probably don't deserve my vote.
It's just Joe Rogan syndrome where they're all freaking out that we need our own Joe Rogan of the left. It's like literally the dinosaur and the chicken nugget meme.
They're so far from that.
They've got it in their heads that in order to attract young men, they just have to have the accoutrements and the trappings of being manly without the substance. So Mom Donnie's showing up and not really doing a good job benching, and everyone like acting that he was, and the audacity of them even having a Men's Day event where the point of it is to have a socialist come and pretend that he can lift. I mean, that's humiliating to all involved.
Well, he did actually lift like a commie. Someone else did it for him.
There we go.
There we go.
Have you seen the videos of like Putin doing the shooting, and they literally cut to the target getting shot and then him shooting or whatever. Like anytime they do it, it's like highly edited and suspect. I feel like we're getting into that territory. Like when you watch stuff from like other countries sometimes, and you're like, to them maybe it works. Like to us, we watch it and we're like, that's weird and hokey and obviously like edited propaganda. And like I feel like we're getting into this territory here, like where it's become hokey, game showy bullshit. Like we're fucking, are we voting or is this American Gladiators? Like what the fuck is happening? Like,
can it be both? I would like it to be both.
Right? Fight to the death for my vote is an act like if you're really gonna do Hunger Games level kind of thing, I'm interested. Other than that, I don't care. Like
there we go.
Well, I think in last week we had a good time discussing, Gen Z and Gen Alpha terms. Here's one for you that I actually think kind of might shed some light on what's going on here. Have you guys heard of the concept of post-irony?
Yeah.
No.
So it's
I've
like
heard of that one.
essentially you do something that's like half serious and half as a joke, and it's essentially both at the same time. And it's like, so you're both doing something in earnest and ironically, and it's not clear which one it is, or it could be both at once.
Can you
The entire Kekistan movement is
Yes. Yes.
So him showing up there and like pretending to lift and like not really lifting, I think it's essentially a post-ironic activity, because like on one hand, oh, I'm goofing around, isn't this kind of a silly thing that
doesn't
I'm doing?
seem like his
and on the
energy.
other hand, he's actually like trying to communicate manliness to people
That's what
that
it sounds
ostensibly are there to celebrate a Men's Day event.
But see, this doesn't read to me as somebody that's like, it's not like, I don't know. Like, there's a certain charisma that can pull that off. And from what I know about him, I get more the phony whatever side. And like, I don't get the like, the guy that's like obviously not going to be able to do it, that does it in the in jest kind of thing. I don't know. I hear you're just. I don't mean to poo-poo on your setup.
Well, I mean, that's like Obama. Like we saw him dance on Ellen. We didn't see him hit the bench press because we knew
I saw
better.
him. I saw him shoot free throws as the president, like an idiot.
How many did he make? What was his percentage?
He doesn't. He didn't have the worst. He had like Shaq had a worse percentage.
I was going to say,
but
Shaq's not good.
Obama's shot is just ugly. It's just ugly. But he acted like he was like the basketball professional. Drove me insane.
And free throws don't tell you a whole much.
His bracket was also garbage. His bracket, he just picked straight chalk every time. It was infuriating.
Yeah.
Idiot. All right. We're moving
like
on.
March Madness or?
Yeah.
I am not fucking drunk.
19th blue.
Every pretty girl deserves to go to a ball.
This is everything about. It's a clam. I love it.
I gotta be honest with you. I feel like I'm a little bit too drunk to stand up. On Wiedersehen, asshole.
I'm drunk right now.
All right, everybody. Welcome to the part of the show where we show somebody doing or saying something that can only be explained if they're drunk, but they're not. It's called Drunkard of the Week. You can nominate folks via our Discord channel or via Twitter, X, by hashtag Drunkard of the Week or tagging us at Liberty Libation. This week's Drunkard of the Week is Tyler Fisher.
Comedian actor Tyler Fisher here, and I just made the decision. I am moving back to New York City. I've been in Texas for a year, and I have to be there for Mamdani. I just do. I know a lot of people will be surprised by this, but like, dude, I'm so sick of living in Texas where I don't even pay state income tax. Think about that. So I have to like find things to do with my money. Like this is my third coffee of the day. I'm going to buy a paddleboard. I'm hiking, new shoes. And it's like, I'm just done with it. I have to give up 52% of my income. I have a car, which is like, it's so toxic cis white male of me. You know what I mean? And they're charging money to take buses here. Charging money. So what do homeless people do if they want to go on there and sleep and piss and shit and stab somebody? They have to go and fundraise to get on a bus? Like, what the fuck? So I'm just going to get back there and get back to the Gays for Palestine protests.
Even the bikers aren't assholes.
And like, nobody has assaulted me today. I'm sitting here, literally, I got cash hanging out of my pockets. No one's called me a racist, toxic, cis white male. What am I doing here?
We want to be free to do what we want to do. Yeah. We want to get loaded. Yeah. And we want to have a good time.
Finally, something that ends up actually being satire. Because the last few times we've watched something that I'm like, surely this is satirical, and it was not. And so I'm glad this actually was.
Yeah, Drunkard of the Week is comedian actor Tyler Fisher with the hilarious rant on the Mamdani situation in New York. Yeah, he's a fun follow. I would recommend following him. He's a pretty funny dude. Yeah, made some great points.
Yeah. Palestinians for gays, or Palestinians for pride, whatever. Like that's
Gays for Palestine, I think is what it was.
Yeah, whatever. I mean,
does that go? Yeah,
it's a bunch of dodo birds, is what it is. Like go over there and tell them, like, hey, we stand with you in solidarity, and they will throw you from a rooftop.
Dude, I watched a bunch of women in a pizzeria in New York chanting like "Here comes Sharia law" out of joy. Like,
wait, what?
Yes.
Okay, this is
not kidding.
What kind of?
This is a problem.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it goes hand in hand with exactly what you were saying with that protest in London, where one group thinks they're on the same side, and the other group is, no, we're going to destroy you once we take over. Like,
no, we are not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and that was Ilhan Omar even said that, right? You know, we'll use their open and free elections to get in, and then we'll blow the dog whistle to summon the oppressed. The Democrats will come to our aid and help us, and then we can take over.
What do you think a Muslim dog whistle sounds like?
They can't have dogs in the house, so I don't know.
Yeah, right.
At least when you're talking Minnesota, there, at least I saw this joke on Twitter. At least the worst guy in Minnesota lost to the second worst guy for mayor of Minneapolis. So Omar Fateh didn't win there, which was good. Because have you seen a more like stereotypical clownish looking Somali dude?
No.
Than him? Like,
no. He's worse than the guy from Captain Phillips.
I was about to say the same. Yeah, look at me. I am mayor now.
I am the mayor now.
And layer on top of this that there is like a legit portion of the Quran where, okay, so not to get too far off track, but you guys know the Kaaba, which is like the big black stone that all the Muslims like go to the pilgrimage to. Yeah. Well, it used to be like a pagan temple, and then Muhammad comes in and says, "Pagans, get out of here! You can't be pagan anymore because we are all Muslim now." And the pagans are like, "But if you shut our temple down, then we'll have no one to trade with, and we'll have no money, and we'll be poor. What are we gonna do about that?" And Muhammad's answer to that is, "That's okay because you can just go plunder the non-Muslims and get money that way."
Oh, I thought you were gonna say this is New York.
This is literally what's in the Quran. I'm not making this up.
I believe it. I
wanted to circle back real quick to the group of girls in the pizzeria situation because I've never seen this. I don't know about this. Was this like white New York girls or was this like Muslim women? Okay.
No, it was white New York girls.
This is weird because I feel like 5 years ago or something, this is how fast this is going. The same type of people were cheering for women finally being able to drive in Saudi Arabia or some shit or whatever. And then now they're cheering for Sharia law here. And it's like, whoa, wait, what? Like, do you fucking realize like what that would actually mean? Like true, real Sharia law, like here, what that would actually entail for you? Like,
the only thing that can explain this is hatred of Western civilization.
It's fighting
daddy issues, and they finally found a masculine culture, and it's attractive.
No.
That's a Freudian level psychological intrigue there. I'm interested. But
there you go. Hang on, let me turn it up a little bit.
I've never seen this.
Sharia law starts now. Absolutely. Zohran Mamdani.
Is this in
This is a joke. This is a joke. They're trying to get a reaction from conservatives. This is not serious.
It's so electric, so
I can't trust
satisfying about knowing that my MAGA parents, wherever they are probably having a horrible night tonight. Oh, I literally just got goosebumps thinking about it. Like they are in such a bad mood probably about the fact that Zoran just won and Prop 50 is going to pass. Like, wow. God, I'm sorry. It just makes me feel good that my MAGA parents are probably upset right now. When the day starts with Dick Cheney being dead, it ends with Mamdani winning.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh, yes. Oh.
Good.
I forgot about Dick Cheney.
Now we're gonna get to that later.
Oh,
I have yet to see a hot girls for Mamdani shirt being worn by a hot girl. Just putting that out there.
Yeah, that's entirely fair. All right, we're gonna move on. Next topic: the FBI loves the Spider-Man meme. This is from Max Blumenthal. Looks like yet another case where an FBI informant manufactured a terror case so the Bureau could frighten the public while claiming credit for protecting it. Here's the plot. This was a plot that was supposedly foiled by the FBI. It was inspired by ISIS and unfolded in online chat rooms. 2 law enforcement officials with knowledge of the case told CNN. 2 participants have been arrested and 3 others are being questioned. One of those officials said an FBI undercover person was introduced into the chat room in the early stages of the discussion.
In the early stages.
So there were only 5 total. And so the early stages being what, 2 people? So there was 1 FBI guy, maybe, or maybe with 2
I
others.
would love it to be 2 FBI guys that are like, hey, like.
Well, the FBI guys, ISIS in this equation is the FBI.
Yes, or the CIA.
Yeah.
I was going to say that's also born of U.S. intelligence, essentially. Like I was going to make the same point. Thank you, sir.
That's just like any white supremacist group, like skinheads, Aryan Nation, any of those guys, Hell's Angels, like anything that comes out of those guys, white supremacy related.
Yeah,
it's the FBI because that entire command structure has been in prison for the last 35 years.
Relationship between like the state and like the mafia or the intelligence and the mafia, where they were like the dirty right hand, like they were doing the work that they couldn't do. You know what I mean? This is like goes back to Jack Ruby and whatever, and like
it gets more interesting. It gets funnier.
Oh well.
The participants discussed whether to carry out an ISIS-inspired plot in the U.S., though what the plot was, when that plot would be, and what the target would be was unclear.
So very vague. Okay.
And yeah, the FBI from some house in Dearborn. Over. Let's go back and repeat.
Where's Dearborn?
They didn't know what
Michigan.
Oh, okay.
When
that's the Muslim
city
stronghold.
Or what the target would be.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, this is kind of a common theme for the FBI. They'll like basically instigate some type of potential terror plot or entrap somebody into.
I was going to use the word entrapment before, yeah.
Into actually doing it. Yeah. And so
every terror plot since 2001, except the shoe bomber, was basically the FBI, as Scott Horton describes it, finding the slowest kid at the Islamic bookstore and getting him to admit that he loves Osama bin Laden.
Yeah. So they did it again. They're out there catching the bad guys. Unfortunately, they're not catching themselves.
It's frustrating that essentially our intelligence is more, I think, designed to fabricate these kinds of stories than it is to actually like prevent anything or whatever. And I think the average person still thinks they're on our side or whatever. And I for a long time have been dubious of that. And now I'm fully on the side of, I think that they are the goddamn terrorists, in my opinion. Like,
I was hoping that when Kash Patel was nominated to run it, he might be able to improve things, and I have been proven completely wrong.
Dude, he folded so fast, it was unbelievable. I couldn't believe how fast that guy folded.
But I think for like full documentation in a lot of these cases, what Trevor Aronson's book, The Terror Factory, kind of details a lot of these FBI cases. And how the FBI manufactures basically, like I said, every single quote unquote terrorist plot since
for a long time. Oh, before that, man, they've been doing well. Maybe this book covered since then.
Well, we're taking that reference because that's where Islamic terror. I mean, I guess you could talk about the
flavor of the Islamic terror.
Yeah.
Right, okay, but I was going to say the FBI has been up to no good for a long time.
You could probably take it back to like the 90s World Trade Center bombing, but. Yeah. I think it's that post 9/11 when they're like
the dry run. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I think it's back when I think really what you need to look at in this case at least is like the post 9/11 like panic over Islamic terror.
That's the Islamic terror, right? That's a different like specific flavor of it. But the organization has been up to the same old tricks. It's just taken on different visuals. Like
yeah. I didn't have too much to say about this because I knew we'd spend a lot of time talking about Mamdani. So this topic and the topic we're currently switching to, we're not going to be talking about them long because we're already running a little behind. So I love charts. I thought I really like.
China.
I liked this chart as well. So $141 trillion is the world economy in 2026, projected nominal GDP. The U.S. ranks at the top with
USA.
But what's not denoted on here is that I don't know, like this much that direction is just GDP of OnlyFans.
Like 69%, would you say?
I'd say about 69% of the US GDP.
OnlyFans is our greatest export.
It's a sexport.
No, but I thought it was interesting. So, like, US GDP is the equivalent of the next three combined.
Wow.
Which I found interesting.
India is more than Japan? That's interesting.
India is more than just barely.
The same. Yeah.
Okay. Well, India's growing and Japan's been stagnant for decades.
And yes, that's very true. And then one thing I found super interesting is China is number 2 for GDP, but then when you go down here to the per capita, USA isn't number 1. It's Luxembourg. USA is
Luxembourg won't let you in unless you've got like $1 million in the bank.
That's true.
Where's Liechtenstein?
Hang on, let me finish that comment, y'all. Goodness gracious. The U.S. is number 7. China is all the way down here, well below. I forget exactly where they were.
Wow, that's really far.
They are far down. They are number 76.
Dude, they're below Chile, dude. That's wow.
Yeah, because they're freaking commies, and conservatives need to stop panicking about what the communists are going to do, because communism sucks.
Yes.
Oh, wait. Is Liechtenstein on that list?
Liechtenstein probably is on the list. Let me look it up. Nope.
China's below Kazakhstan.
Liechtenstein should probably be number 1 per capita, not Luxembourg.
Do you think the Vatican is on here?
That's actually
yes. There you go.
Vatican is not on
here.
Would
actually be really interesting
because
the GDP of Tuvalu is 6 cents.
What is that? I don't even know what
this is in billions.
It's an island. It's an island nation off in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, is it in? Yeah, it's in billions. You're right. You're right. So 6. What would that be?
That would be $60 million.
$60 million. So that's pretty low. What's the lowest GDP per capita? It is 369. That's not in billions, though. That's just $369. Hilarious.
Yeah, I don't know how they left Liechtenstein off.
That's nuts. Anyway, I just thought that was an interesting chart.
Because they have San Marino on there, right?
I don't know.
I thought I saw San Marino, which is a even tinier country than Liechtenstein.
Yeah, it is.
So, one thing I noticed from the chart is that Jeff Bezos can buy Djibouti 100 times over if he wanted to.
He could buy, as I said, he could buy lots of booty as many times as he wants to.
That's very true.
And talking about some of this, Elon Musk was back on Rogan recently, and he told a joke that kind of stood out to me. So, what we're talking about, the world economy and commies and all this kind of stuff, it makes sense.
World economy.
So there's 2 economists. These 2 economists are walking through the woods, and they come up on this giant pile of crap, and the other one looks over and says, "Hey, I'll give you $100 to eat this pile of crap." And he says, "Okay." And then
but doesn't make a sound.
Yeah, well, no, he's pile of crap, gets $100. Like, sweet, got $100. And then they keep walking, and then there's another pile of crap, and then the one that just ate the pile of crap says, "Hey, I'll give you $100 to eat the pile of crap." And he's like, "Sweet, all right." And so then he does it.
Trade hundos and eating a lot of shit,
right? And then both of them are like, "Wait a second, we both just ate crap, and we're not any richer."
I've heard that one.
That's the world economy, folks.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about that, right?
Okay.
Obviously, jokes aren't funny if you have to explain it, but I would say, from a marginal subjectivist perspective, you could argue that there was an increase in utility by both of those transactions.
Because
the reason why you would pay $100 to to watch somebody eat a pile of poop is because you value the experience of watching them do that more than you value the $100. So, in this joke, both people have gotten to watch someone else eat a pile of poop, which they valued more than the $100 that they spent.
Oh my god, yes.
I cannot wait to clip this section of the episode.
Oh my god.
That's so good.
The breakdown.
Oh
of
my gosh.
Poo eating payments economy. Oh my god. That's too funny. Well, here we are. I need another beer.
Well, it's good timing because here we go. All right.
I'm gonna run over the rules.
Go ahead, Zane.
All right, everyone. Welcome to another week of Libation Trivia, episode 150. Thank you for being with us.
Hang on, Zane. Your audio just started getting a little strange.
I was about to say that your audio's cutting.
Hello.
Yeah. There we go. That's better.
All right. Do I need to do my spectacular introduction again, or should I?
Alden's not here, so yes.
No, keep going. No, keep going.
All right. As usual, we've got trivia in 3 rounds. Round 1 is 8 questions, 1 point each. Round 2 is 6 questions, 2 points each. Round 3 is 4 questions, 3 points each. If you are in the audience, please leave a comment with your response. I will be checking those, and the first audience response that is not obviously a joke will be counted.
Damn it, I dropped my marker.
Tonight's categories. I warned you last week during our segment about Gen Z words that I was collecting category titles.
Oh, no. Oh god. No.
Yeah. So, round 1, agentic. Round 2, tariff. And round 3, 6-7.
I didn't know the common terms of my fucking generation when I was growing up. This is gonna murder me.
Yeah, no, I'm dead.
Oh, this is gonna be so fat. Tight for life, y'all.
Steven's kids are too young to be. Well, no, I guess you might get a little bit of it.
Oh god.
Question 1. Analyst, researcher, and writing coach are among the agents available with what Microsoft AI application?
What? And it's not Clippy?
It looks like you're trying to use AI.
Yeah.
I have no idea what you're doing.
They just brought back Clippy, or they're
Did they
planning on
really?
it.
Oh no!
Yes,
Oh my
with
god!
the
I don't know
AI
if it's good or
agent.
bad for the humanity?
I don't know.
Go ahead, Zane.
All right, Jake.
I said sweet.
Alden.
I have no idea. I said Cortana. I have no idea.
Nick.
Copilot.
Steven.
I also said Copilot.
Okay.
And Copilot is correct.
Poop.
Don't even know what that is.
I have So Copilot is just like the AI app that's integrated with some Microsoft applications, including integrated with my Microsoft Outlook on my work laptop. And whenever I write an email, a little message comes up at the bottom saying, how
do I mute
It
Zane?
looks like you're trying to write an email. Writing coach can improve this email for you. And I get so offended because I'm like, my email is already fine. I don't need it to be improved.
Yeah, I was gonna say the flesh Kincaid on your emails is probably 35 already. So like, what
I don't own a single Microsoft item. The closest thing I have is I play Halo on Steam. Like that's the closest thing I have to a Microsoft program in my house.
Yes.
I have no idea.
Oh well, I'm just a corporate rentaloid, so I'm very familiar with Microsoft Office.
That's
All right. Question 2. Agent K, an excellent choice of Halloween costume, is the main character of what 1997 film?
Bonus points if you know who composed the score for the movie.
No.
No.
Okay. Just trying to get bonus points over here, guys.
Hey, Copilot, who composed the score for the movie?
All right, Jake.
I mean, I don't know. I said The Matrix.
Alden.
Oh man, no, MIB and Danny Elfman.
Nick.
Oh,
Yeah.
I says the same thing as Alden.
Steven.
I said The Matrix.
The Matrix was first of all 99.
Yeah,
And
I
who's
thought it was
Agent
99.
K in The Matrix. Like,
Audience also says Men in Black. It is Men in Black.
yeah. I hope we all know that MIB means Men in Black.
Yeah,
We all
do.
know that. And I should have guessed that movie.
That's why I wrote it out, and I said the same thing as you.
But it's not the same because you wrote it out.
Question 3. The U.S. military employed a variety of rainbow herbicides for Operation Ranch Hand, which saw an estimated 19 million gallons of herbicides dumped on croplands and forests during the Vietnam War. The most common of these was what chemical, which also inspired the name of a 1988 REM single?
Go ahead, Zane.
Jake.
Agent Orange.
Alden.
I mean, that's all I was gonna say because I can't think of an REM song. I don't know REM very well, so.
Nick.
Agent Orange.
Is
Steven.
it really a song?
Agent Orange. Well, Orange Crush.
Oh, okay. I don't know REM very. I know like 2 songs.
I don't know REM at all.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
so-
didn't. I just know Agent Orange is the.
I just know the Vietnam side, but
Audience also says Agent Orange. Orange Crush is the name of the song.
okay, because
It is
I was like,
Agent
I don't know an
Orange.
Agent Orange song, but I didn't put that together.
Question 4. Abbreviated OSS, what agency coordinated espionage for the Joint Chiefs of Staff during World War II and was a precursor to the Central Intelligence Agency?
I don't know why I'm having a hard time processing this question. I'm just gonna have to read it.
I've scarred Alden from the one time a few months ago where I forgot to actually ask a question in the question.
Oh my god, that really sent me for a wild loop. That one.
Go ahead, Zane.
Jake.
Shout out Edgar Mills, Osprey Shooting Solutions.
Yeah.
Alden.
Old sexy sluts.
Nick.
Office for Strategic Services.
Steven.
Definitely the sluts one.
The OG Secret Service.
It's not
Audience.
either.
Audience also says Office of Strategic Services,
Yeah.
which is correct.
No, it's not.
Yes,
According
it
to-
is.
Not according to Edgar Mills' website.
Well,
He was
he
there
can take that up
in
with
World War
me.
II.
Actually, no, I don't want that.
No, I guess not.
Yeah, I'm going to tell him you said that at the Great Create this weekend.
Well,
Please.
he's gonna kick your ass. He'd kick my ass probably. So
Question 5. What 2014 film stars John Hamm as a sports agent who goes to India to recruit cricket bowlers to try out as MLB pitchers? It is based on the true story of Rinku Singh and Dinesh Patel, who were both signed with the Pittsburgh Pirates organization.
fuck, I can't remember.
We were just talking about the Pirates.
Yeah, I know, and I remember this movie coming out. I can't remember the name.
Dude, I remember the movie. I have no idea what the freaking name was because it was a dumb movie. What? I'm going to kill you.
That's not nice.
Well, that's fine.
I'm gonna kick myself when you tell us.
Go,
the
go
answer.
ahead, Zane. I can't.
All right. Jake.
I said going both ways.
Alden.
Money Bollywood.
Shiva Party.
Yeah.
Steven.
I said Patels and Pirates.
Well, none of you are correct because this is $1 Million Arm.
I was gonna make a joke about the $1 Million thing, but I wouldn't have got armed. There was no way.
I remember this
no
movie coming
knowledge.
out. I do not remember that name.
I
I've
did
never
not know
even
that was
ever
the name
heard
of
this movie.
that movie. Yeah.
I've never heard of this in my
I
life.
completely forgot that movie was a thing.
Question 6. What term, common in the study of corporate management, refers to the difficulty of getting executives to act in the best interest of their shareholders rather than their own self-interest? As would not surprise you, this is also a big problem in government, but even worse.
Right.
The difficulty.
Oh, frickin' A. I don't know. Go ahead, Zane.
Jake.
I misread it. I just said fiduciary.
Alden.
Greed. That's all I got.
Nick.
I have no idea.
Synergy.
Steven.
I'm also saying greed.
That's all I got. Which is not necessarily wrong, but I don't know what specifically is right.
So in keeping with the category, this is called the principal agent problem.
What the hell's the category?
Agentic.
Gotcha. Forgot.
Question 7. Portrayed by Hugo Weaving, what Desert Eagle wielding antagonist of a 1999 film is in fact an AI program?
Interesting.
Dude, I'm having that moment where I blank.
Uh-oh, no!
Come to me last, please.
Can I give you just a, not a hint, but just, I'm just gonna say a 1 2-word line from the movie.
All right,
Mr.
Steven.
Anderson.
Yeah, no, that's the line I've been over and over in my head.
It's polluting. It's the name that's
Lawnmower
polluting.
Man.
What a crazy movie, actually.
Nick says V.
V for
Alden.
Vendetta. That's actually, it is Hugo Weaving. It's
Hugo Weaving.
Yeah.
I said Agent Smith.
Hey, he got there.
And also, we just had the 5th of November, so.
Remember. The tits of November.
The gunpowder treason and plot. Yes.
Well, and this year it was also the full Super Beaver Moon. So,
Every moon's some
What's a
goofy
beaver
name.
yeah, right. Shout out to all the August babies for the Super Beaver Moon.
Beaver Moon? That sounds, again, sexual.
Right.
It probably is.
I was told to go outside and look at the moon last night, so I did, and it just looked like a normal full moon.
It just looked like your own ass, again, as usual. Like, why were we looking at it outside? And I could have done it from inside. Like,
All right, question 8. The deranged ivory trading agent Kurtz famously exclaims, "The horror! The horror!" just before his death from jungle fever at the end of what 1899 novella by Joseph Conrad?
I have no idea.
I know it.
You do? I'm not up on my 1899 novellas this year.
Well, you should be. The audience has it, so if you guys don't get it, then you're just stupid.
I mean, I am stupid. That's fine. I'll own it before we answer.
Agent Kurtz.
Anytime, Zane.
All right, Jake.
I think it's Heart of Darkness.
Alden.
Gorillas in the Mist. It's not it.
Nick.
2024.
I don't know why, but Heart of Darkness was also in my mind.
Well, I've got to say, you are all very literary. The audience also has it. It is Heart of Darkness.
Wow.
Never heard of it.
Nope.
So I read that in high school. Also,
wow.
Archer mentions it like 15 times during
the
series.
So it kept it alive in your mind.
Yeah.
Wasn't,
I did not watch that show all that often. Just hear
wasn't
it.
that actually a movie with Val Kilmer?
There's a movie, yeah. I don't remember
Val
who was
Kilmer?
in it.
Okay.
With Val Kilmer.
All right. At the end of round 1, we've got Nick in the audience with 4, Jake, Alden, and Steven all with 3.
Oh, wow.
I started off strong on that, and then I kind of really
Fizzled
by the end of it. Hopefully, that's not a sign for the rest of the game.
Just so y'all know, not that this will give you motivation to lose, but we have a slightly modified audience win banner at the end. So, just saying. Slightly modified.
I don't need help to lose.
Is it even more like demented as we look at it more?
I guess we'll have to
It's
find
just
out.
a repeat of that funky one, just times all the porcupines are just that one, like an army of mutant porcupines. That would actually be pretty cool.
All right, round 2, tariff.
Oh boy.
Question 1. The Tariff of 1828 was nicknamed the Tariff of Abominations by its many detractors, including what South Carolinian and vice president under Andrew Jackson. He urged his state to nullify the tariff, and he eventually resigned as vice president.
I mean, the fact that you think there's a chance that I will know this is interesting. I appreciate that you think it's possible.
Go ahead, Zane.
Jake.
Zoran Mamdani.
Alden.
I'm just saying the word Grant because that feels like a name of the time.
Nick.
Calhoun.
Steven.
Garfield.
One of you has it. It is John C. Calhoun.
Oh,
I knew it. I was so right.
Question 2. What tariff, named for the Vermont representative who sponsored it, passed in 1861 in part because several southern states had already seceded? Historically, because the North had all the manufacturers and the South had all the farmers that were exporting crops. The South always hated tariffs and the North always wanted them. So then when all the South left, they're like, great, now it's the time for super high tariffs.
Yeah, that didn't help, but I appreciate the lore.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you anyone in the 1800s.
It wasn't tons of lore, though, Alden. It wasn't much lore.
It wasn't much lore. It wasn't like, what is it, the Silmarillion or whatever the fucking...
The Silmarillion.
Yeah, I can never say that word right. Though.
No, it wasn't the lore of 6-7 is what I was referring to.
Well, that's for round 3.
You're saying it, but you're not doing the hand motion.
Oh, that's vast lore. 6-7 had vast
lore. Yeah.
All right, Jake.
For a year.
The Holly Smoot Tariff Act.
Bernie Sanders tariff.
Yeah, there you go.
Nick.
I also could only think of one person from Vermont who's probably old enough to be there, and that is Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, see? He was there.
Steven.
I also said Smoot Hawley.
Smoot? What a weird name.
No, you're all... This was a tough one. This is the moral tariff.
Yeah, no, we were never going to get that.
We all know it was a tough one, Zane.
If
that
Zane
was very
says
clear.
It's tough, it's impossible. That's just a rule. This is how it goes.
All right, question 3.
Did the audience
What republic? No.
Okay. Impossible.
Question 3. What Republican was elected president in 1896 on a platform focused on maintaining a high protective tariff, which had been in place since the adoption of the moral tariff?
I don't know presidents.
I don't either. I'm writing a name. First name that came to my head. I don't care. I don't care if they were from...
This guy, for this reason, was in the news early in Trump's presidency because Trump over and over again was like, we're going to enact high tariffs just like this guy did.
Oh.
Haha.
I actually do remember him
I
saying
don't know that. This is
I
where...
don't remember that.
Go ahead.
I watch the news, so
Jake.
I don't get this thing.
President Wilkinson.
Oh, for when you started talking, I thought it was what I said. I got excited. I said Woodrow Wilson, which I have no idea when he was.
I know
president.
that.
That's not.
I'm guessing McKinley.
Steven.
Grover Cleveland.
We
all have different answers.
William McKinley.
Oh shit! All right.
Wow.
I used to have lunch across the street from his birth house.
Shut up, Nick.
They're just putting it out there.
So when my family a couple of years ago took a road trip to Niagara Falls, and so we were in Buffalo for the day, and me and my sister took a picture at the monument where William McKinley was assassinated, and my sister pretended to shoot me. So that was how we commemorated William McKinley's assassination.
Too soon, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, no. When I was my previous job in PA, our plant was down the road from the town he was born in. And so we would always eat at that restaurant because they had some good food.
Nice.
All right. Question 4. Enacted by Herbert Hoover in 1930, what tariff is now widely and correctly considered to have deepened the Great Depression? It was reversed by the 1934 Reciprocal Tariff Act, one of FDR's rare good ideas.
A rare good idea to go back on one of your bad ideas? Like,
well, the tariff in question was
FDR, my
Hoover's
bad.
doing.
I wasn't listening to the first part of the question, as it shows.
Dude, I don't freaking know. Go ahead, Zane. I don't care.
Jake.
Oil.
Alden.
The damn tariff.
Nick.
I feel like I'm taking a shot in the dark that's already been said tonight, but I think it's possibly the answer here in saying the Smoot-Hawley.
Steven.
Bringing it back, Smoot-Hawley, baby.
You gotta be kidding me!
Yeah, now was the right time for that. It is the Smoot-Hawley tariff.
Wow.
I quit. I freaking quit.
When we were talking about movies, I was doing all right. He really did
Tipped on trivia.
Can we just have like movie trivia and then I can actually maybe do well?
Go.
What
Question
kind of
5. The Zapatista Army of National Liberation, a Marxist and anti-globalist militant group based in the Mexican state of Chiapas, announced itself on January 1st, 1994, the same day as what deal came into effect?
Boom.
I think I have this one.
Yep.
Is it the kill me now deal?
Basically, yeah.
Go ahead. I said the deal to sign Ken Griffey Jr. to the Mariners.
I said the Green New Deal, which I feel like was much later, but I don't care.
Nick?
I think it's NAFTA.
Steven?
I'm also saying NAFTA.
Then it's probably NAFTA.
The audience also hears the giant sucking sound. It is NAFTA. And finally, question 6. French economist Frederick Bastiat brilliantly demonstrated the general stupidity of tariffs in an 1845 essay. In it, he argues for protection for what industry from, quote, the unfair competition of a foreign rival, namely the sun.
Go ahead.
I always love to ask about classic pieces of libertarian literature when I can. So, Jake.
I said the moon.
Alden.
Light bulb.
Nick.
Which I
This
don't.
is this is the candle makers.
I was gonna say I'm a little early. I think.
Steven.
Power.
Nick has it. It is the petition of the candle makers. Specifically, he's he's parodying protectionist arguments by pretending to represent.
I had the right
candle makers
idea.
and being like, we've got to stimulate the candle making trade by making everyone shut their windows during daylight hours, so they have to buy more candles.
Jesus. I was a little early.
I'm glad I knew that one. I mean, it's a fairly famous Bastiat work. Probably second famous after the law.
Yep.
That's the main one that I know.
That which is seen and that which is unseen is another classic. He has a lot of good stuff. Anyway, at the end of round 2, we've got Jake and Alden still with 3.
Yeah, I got nothing on that one. Yeah.
The audience with 6. Steven with 7. And Nick, demonstrating an almost impeccable knowledge of tariffs, has 14.
Which is wild because I was unsure about many of those questions.
Well, I knew when I saw the title of the whole section of trivia that I was going to be like, I'm not getting any on that one. So
Like Calhoun was such a shot in the dark, but I'm like, I think he's from South Carolina, so that's what I rolled with. McKinley was a guess just based off of context and
we
time.
don't care, Nick.
Yeah, no.
I'm just putting out there.
Nick's being muted. I don't. Nick only gets answers now. The leader, shut the hell up.
All right.
6'9", 6'9".
6'9", you know, yeah.
6'9", 6'9".
Round 3, 6'7".
Sometimes you come first, sometimes she comes first. You know, I don't know. 6'9".
Question 1. The 6'7" trend is sometimes attributed to LaMelo Ball, a 6' 7" point guard for what NBA team?
Go ahead.
Jake.
Lakers.
Alden.
That's what I said, but I have no idea.
Nick.
I don't know. Golden State.
Steven.
I said Lakers.
Oh, shit. I did not think I was going to be in the majority on that. I just pulled a team out of my ass.
Well, now is not the time you want to be in the majority or in the minority, because the answer is the Charlotte Hornets.
Well, that's the true minority because no one said it, so.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that team is.
They're really bad.
They're the last team I would have guessed because they're the most forgettable of a sport that I don't pay attention to.
Didn't even remember they were in the NBA. I haven't watched the NBA in a long time.
Question 2. In the context of retirement benefits, 67 is the SSNRA, which stands for what 5-word term?
Go ahead.
Jake.
The Single Shot National Rifle Association.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's socialist slut never rips ass.
I love acronym questions. Nick.
I'm going to go with Social Security National Retirement Age.
Steven.
I said Social Security, now retired adult.
Now retarded adult?
Yeah, now retired.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to give Nick 2 points and Steven 1 point because the answer is Social Security normal retirement age.
Are you sure I wasn't more right than them? I think I was pretty close. It was a joke.
All right. Question 3. The lazy caterers sequence is the maximum number of pieces that a circle can be cut into given a specified number of straight line cuts. What is the minimum number of cuts needed to cut a circle into 67 pieces?
Oh, God.
And we've got the formula here where if n is the number of cuts, then n squared plus n plus 2, all divided by 2, equals p, the maximum number of cuts.
How many times are you allowed to, overlap sections or whatever?
What?
Never mind.
You can see the diagram on the screen here. Shows how.
Yeah, I see the pentagram.
Works.
Right.
The way the scoring on this question is going to work is if you get exactly the number, then you get all 3 points. If you're 1 off, then you get 2. And if you're 2 off, then you get 1 point.
I have to pee too much to do math. I am barely here right now. And I'm going to drink more beer, which is not wise.
Jake is very deep in thought.
I cannot do math.
Go ahead.
I'm just
Jake.
guessing.
11.
Alden.
13. Wow,
Nick.
guess.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's somewhere around 13.
Did you really also say 13? Holy shit.
On the
Steven?
pattern, it's coming in.
Yeah,
around there.
right, yeah.
You're
Oh,
muted.
Steven's muted.
16.
He did the math.
Well, one of you
You're
did
there.
the math, and the one of you that did the math was Jake because it's
Oh, shit. All right. Nice.
Suck
So
up
me and
all
Alden get
birds.
1 point, right?
Yeah.
How do they
The
get one
audience
point?
says, what?
How do they get any points?
No, if Jake got it, I mean, then Jake won. I don't care.
Well,
How do they get any points?
did you? You may
Did you
not
hear
have been
his
listening.
explanation?
You were so deep in calculation that you may not have heard how I said the scoring on this question was going to
Just
work.
give Jake the points. Who cares?
I'm just holding Zane to what he told us while we were supposed to be doing math.
All right, last question. What sportscaster was the play-by-play announcer for the Dodgers for 67 seasons between 1950 and 2016?
Oh, that was my favorite era of fucking sportscasters. I obviously know this
the
one.
entirety of baseball. Alden?
Honestly, I'm gonna lose. I'm just gonna. Yeah, I don't watch baseball. I should just pee now because like I'm gonna lose.
You should find the nearest public bus, go on it, and then.
Yes. Oh my god. Wait. Do you pee first and then stab someone, or do you stab someone and then pee on them?
You pee on them.
to cleanse the wound, right? Yeah.
It's sterile. You're sterilizing the wound.
Right. Yeah. You gotta flush it out.
Yep.
All right, Jake.
I said herb.
Alden.
That's funny. I was gonna say oregano. That's so funny. Dick Clark. I don't fucking know. Like
Nick.
LaMelo Ball.
Steven.
Oh, his name is Ball, and he's a sportscaster. That's hilarious.
Munson. Larry Munson.
Yeah.
Audience has it. It is Vin Scully.
Oh, obviously. Why
Actually,
I've heard that name maybe once.
If you watch Seinfeld, that name actually rings a bell.
That makes sense that he was with the Yankees.
They pressed the thing, and he says like, "Oh, that's gotta hurt," and he gets buried in the cement during one of the episodes.
Oh wow, I forgot about that. I've seen all of Seinfeld at one point, but
it's so funny.
All right. At the end of trivia, we have Alden was 4, Jake was 6.
I lost. I'm gonna pee.
Steven was 8, audience was 9, and the most commanding victory we've had in a long time, I think, Nick was 17. Is tonight's winner. Oh, that's mean.
Really?
You can't do
Really?
that. That's not fair play.
Technical glitches, y'all. My bad. It
Play the right
happens.
one.
It happens from time to time.
There we go.
Well, the sad part is we didn't get to see the audience's semi-new banner. So
We're just gonna have to wait till they win.
Yeah, there's always next week.
There's always next week.
There's a very good chance they win next week.
There is.
Who wins more, me or the audience?
I'm going to make sure neither of y'all win next week. I'm literally going to make trivia about Alden's childhood.
Wait, I'm on the show next week.
Dadgummit, in 2 weeks. Whatever. All right. We're moving on. I don't know why the music's still playing. That's my bad. Music needs to go away. All right, y'all. We're talking about departures, both from office and from this earth. The first up, as soon as I get rid of dadgum trivia, there we go. Nancy Pelosi, 85, will not seek re-election in 2026, marking the end of her time in Congress.
Yeah.
Finally.
There we go. Nancy Pelosi is done. Supposedly. I mean, they go back on their words all the time. So maybe she'll run as a skeleton. Who knows?
Her and her husband want to spend their final years raping homeless dudes.
Well, that's what we know for sure. She likes to drink, but her husband gets hammered.
Yeah. Dude, that was so good. Oh, that was great. So, we can celebrate a little bit there. And then, I'm not a huge fan of celebrating people's deaths, but it was mentioned earlier in the show. And Dick Cheney, the 46th Vice President of the United States, has died at age 84. This was 2 days ago. He was one of the worst vice presidents we've ever had. He basically was president behind the scenes because George Bush was generally useless. He orchestrated the wars in the Middle East that lasted the last 20-something years. He did a whole bunch of horrible stuff around the globe, and we should not honor his name in any way, shape, or form.
And he lived with his heart outside of his body for months. Do not forget this.
Yeah.
What do you think him and John McCain are talking about in hell right now?
Yeah, right. Good grief. So yeah, he's probably the worst VP duck hunter we've ever had as well.
Yeah, no
I
kidding.
believe it was pheasant hunting, but
there you go. That too. Well, that makes him even worse at duck hunting. So
yeah, I'll live the actual celebration of his death of his death to the unhinged leftists on TikTok.
Yeah,
because I do think that actually, unless someone's like currently still engaged in something really evil, I think celebrating someone's death is in pretty bad taste. But certainly, I don't have to honor his legacy.
I generally, as just as a philosophical discussion. From my perspective, I think that celebrating anybody's death is morally incorrect. I think if you celebrate somebody's death, you're in a much in the same way of celebrating like the death penalty or advocating for the death penalty. I think you are removing any chance of hope or redemption from a moral perspective. Not that not that somebody who's killed thousands and thousands of people deserves to live a good life, but from a Christian perspective, they can be morally redeemed and spiritually redeemed before they pass. Yeah, we're talking about Dick Cheney now.
Oh, yeah. But so that is a sign. His life is a sign that you can live with your heart outside of your body for months at a time. Get a replacement heart, and then spend another 20 years on this planet.
Didn't he get a person's heart and then a robotic heart at one point too? Like a whirring, just constant pump.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, his legacy's terrible. Everything. I'm surprised that the leftists are celebrating because, as bad as he was, they've seemed to come around on the whole oh, we miss George W. Bush. He was an okay Republican thing. Right. And then, of course, Dick Cheney went out there and endorsed Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
And,
yes, he did.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So I'm surprised that there's
agenda, dude. He's been doing that the whole time.
Yep.
Oh, he was an absolutely horrible person.
Well, it's important to remember which leftists you're talking about when you're trying to predict what they're going to do. Because the leftists that have been out in the streets protesting, in favor of freeing Palestine for the past 2 years are definitely not the people that are going to get on board with Dick Cheney. It's the establishment Democrats for sure are, but they're generally not the ones having mental breakdowns on TikTok. So
fair.
That's fair.
Dick Cheney was one of the few people that I told myself I allowed myself room to not have my normal level of reverence when someone dies, kind of a thing. Normally, I try not to celebrate death in general. I really try not to, and I'm not saying I'm celebrating his death or whatever, but I'm allowed to feel almost relief at this point or something that he's gone.
Yeah.
That's
but
fair.
Like I said, he is a great use case for medical science.
The extent of science. Yeah,
I mean, 30 years from now, when we need and can afford what he got, we know we got another 20 years left.
He tried everything he could from getting there to meet Satan, but eventually, the adrenochrome runs out. The adrenochrome doesn't always work.
We're gonna get
we definitely got a strike just then.
Just that word, man. I swear to God. He's when you think of military and technology, and they're 30 years ahead of us. He's medically, technology wise, he's 30 years ahead of the rest of us. He's a fucking vampire.
Right.
Yeah.
So notable mentions too. We got the Limp Bizkit bass player.
Notable mentions. This is great.
Yeah.
Go ahead, keep going, Steven.
Yeah, Sam Rivers. We got Ace Frehley from Kiss.
Are they all going to be rock stars who basically drugged themselves to death?
No, D'Angelo.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. Wait, what? Who are you listing? Are you listing people that have died recently, or people that have survived with their heart outside their body?
People that have died recently. So,
gotcha.
I didn't know Ace really died.
Yeah.
Who was the last one?
D'Angelo.
What is that? Who is that?
He was a big R&B singer in the 90s.
Yeah.
You look, you show up with that D'Angelo tape. You go to Turtles, you cash in your stamps and get that cassette tape. And you go get some Bartles and James, and you show up on the doorstep with that, dude. You're in.
Yeah, I mean, when you're talking musicians like that, that's they aren't hurting anyone. They're not destroying countries overseas. So
Grumpy don't know what I'm huffing, and it's more Liberty Libations is what it is. That's what I'm huffing.
Head over to peacefulsea.network and get your merch. And if you demand it, Jake will make Game Wardens to get my merch. So demand it.
Election day on Tuesday was a great opportunity for me to wear my voting hat, aka my Threat to Democracy trucker cap. So make sure to pick up one of those as well.
I didn't even go out to the polls except to vote. So
What? You didn't Pokemon go to the polls?
Well, I went to the polls. I didn't. I voted. I didn't. I voted.
Wait. Nick. Wait. Why else would you go to the polls except to vote?
Yeah,
to canvass and work the polls.
Okay.
Candidate.
Okay.
Nick likes to work the
most elections.
We're gonna have
for the past couple of years. Every election, I'm at the polls petitioning or handing out stuff.
We're not gonna have a Game Wardens to Gitmo shirt. We're gonna have a Nick on the polls shirt.
Yeah, remember when we said surging in the polls was sexual? I think also working the polls. I think that's pretty sexual. Honestly.
Yes, there we go.
Hey,
Nick working the polls. Oh man,
yeah.
There is a non-zero chance I might win an office. But I didn't.
There you go.
Mostly because absolutely nobody in my precinct ran for election judge or election inspector.
Kind of like there was a non-zero chance I'd win trivia, but
there's two election inspectors that have to be from different parties, and I wrote myself in for both judge and inspector, so there's a non-zero chance that it could fall to me.
I like the term non-zero. I'm going to use that more in my day-to-day life.
Soil and Water Conservation Commissioner down here are some pretty open seats, from what I understand.
I'm hearing that someone here might be running.
Yeah, I'm not at liberty to discuss this at the moment, but there might be something really big coming, so stay tuned.
More sexual talk.
I'm focusing in for potentially running for constable in 2 years.
There we go.
Mostly because the current one is a pedophile. Like,
what do they do?
No, we can't go into the uniqueness of the constable, Nick. When you actually run, we can go into the uniqueness.
Okay,
of the
real quick. If I get elected that and I take the classes, then I can't get cited for having a loaded shotgun in the car.
Oh, I like that.
Oh, that's
a massive perk. For
why could you get cited for that?
Because I did. Did you miss that whole story?
He didn't get to see that episode. Yeah.
You weren't here last week. Whenever I broke that down.
Yeah. So go watch
the very end of last week's episode. But I'd be able to carry. I'd be able to have a loaded rifle and a loaded shotgun in the car if I was a constable.
Okay, well let's all get Nick voted.
And I could carry basically anywhere I want into like gun-free zones.
That sounds like just living in Georgia or Texas.
Yeah.
Like
it sounds like
exactly right. Yeah,
it sounds like you're in the wrong state, bro.
Yeah, but all you got to do is win an election that nobody runs for, and the current person was literally busted by some of those like internet people that go around busting pedos.
Yeah.
He was literally busted for that by those guys.
Can you imagine
it hasn't
if
resigned
Pedophile Hunter
yet.
was an elected office?
Pedophile Hunter. We need a TV show for
that. There we go. Yeah, dog can be the first, please.
Did you guys see I haven't looked into like what this would mean or how far this is or whatever, but like the rumblings of some kind of a decision in the Supreme Court potentially that they're pondering to make like cannabis users like not eligible to like, I don't know, I forget if it was carry a gun or own a gun or some shit.
Own a gun. That's not new.
Own.
Colorado, when Colorado, for whatever proposition it was, it allowed them to have, you know, a certain number of plants in their house.
Proposition 6-7, you know,
Yeah. Since then, they've been doing that. So, like, all the precedent cases are now rolling up. That's why it's going all the way up to Supreme Court now, because it's these you know, so-called legal states. That's what they've been doing.
Right. How does that work exactly?
Even medical, like Pennsylvania.
Come and get my guns. I dare you.
Yeah.
Well, in Pennsylvania, the green. If you have your card in Pennsylvania, you're technically not supposed to be able to buy a gun.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh wow.
And it's the same
That's federal
database
law.
because so, like, you know, if you're in a legal state, when you go to purchase, they zap
get
that
the
QR
ID
on the back of your driver's license.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Aren't more murders committed when somebody's drunk than when somebody's high?
Vastly more.
Well,
yes, but it's an illegal drug, and
hold
it's
on.
not. It's what it is on the form you fill out. And that's under penalty of perjury. You say that I do not use any illegal drugs.
I don't. They're all legal.
Federally illegal.
Well,
doesn't say federal.
It doesn't say.
Yes,
it doesn't specify it.
It does.
Yeah.
I didn't read that word.
It does, but also I'm going to go ahead and remind you, Jake, the origin of the word assassin
is ass.
Hashish.
Thank you, Zane. Thank you. Yes.
Oh, I thought you were going to say thank you. All of us. Like,
yeah. That too. Yeah.
Kill that ass. Yeah.
Yeah. You can't have assassin without two asses. You know what I'm saying?
And if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Just like you can't spell manslaughter without laughter. No, but seriously, the word assassin is it's rooted with hashish, because that was and oddly enough, this also comes out of, you know, where Zoran Mandani comes from. Well, not really, because he's from Uganda, but you know, this is from the Middle East area. The modern day, what are now, you know, known as assassins, that came from, you know, they would smoke hashish before they went on their missions.
To kill the Templars.
Yeah, but didn't the Vikings take mushrooms and do the berserk thing before battle too? And that is not the vibe I get when I do
Didn't
mushrooms.
the Nazis take meth and then go into battle?
Nazis took meth. They had cocaine chocolate. There was Nazi meth cocaine chocolate.
What I've yet to hear is cannabis. I've yet to hear anybody say the words cannabis, weed, pot.
Cannabis, weed, pot.
Shut your mouth, Zane.
Didn't the
we
hippies
just cover the fact that the
didn't the
assassins
hippies smoke
would
weed before they put
get high
flowers
and
in
then
gun
go kill
barrels or whatever?
Templars.
You said hashish.
Yeah.
Is that weed?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is?
In the Middle East, that's what they call it. Yeah, I think it's.
Yeah, they take the resin, they press it down. There's a little bit of a process, but yeah,
It's essentially
hashish is, you know, weed concentrate.
Nah.
My old
I don't know what you're talking
boss
about.
At my
Yeah,
old
Jake
bar-
prefers weed that's not from concentrate.
Concentrate. My old boss was Indian, and he always called it hashish, and that was his word. And he was he said some. I don't know how much I should say on the internet. There may have been an incident where a coworker of mine had some in the beer cooler, and he was like, "You can't have hashish in here." Anyway, it was a whole thing.
That's great. All right, y'all. We're going to wrap up for the night. We're going to watch some funny videos here in just a minute. But before we do, head on over to thegreatcreate.org. Get your tickets for this weekend, Saturday, November 8th from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Lots of great folks going to be there. Zane and myself will be there, as well as Edgar Mills, Brian Allen, Oscar Sierra, Julie Stevens, Brad Binkley.
Sadly, no gnome.
No grumpy gnome, sadly. You will not get to meet the gnome.
Chuck Norris.
Chuck Norris might be there. You know, I do know Chuck Norris. I met him. He went to my church when I was growing up.
Really?
Yeah.
What a weird
I know.
Thing to, like a humble brag kind of.
He would sit in front of me. It was so bizarre to see Chuck Norris after. Yeah. Yeah, literally the back of his head.
That's
wow. Did he sit in front of you, or did the church sit you behind him?
The church didn't sit me anywhere. This is not.
I think Nick is attempting to make a Chuck Norris fact.
Yes.
Every day, Jake is just obsessed with me, just like wanted to sniff his head. You know, like, yeah.
I did want to sniff his head, but my mom wouldn't let me. Sadly.
Well, then you should have sat in front of him, Jake.
You can also head on over to peacefulseat.network, check out their shows, join the Dollar Media Club, join the Discord. We've got some more shows coming out tomorrow night. We're going to release the Q&A session for a recent live screening of Cascade Effect, which we go into what season 2 is going to look like, which season 2 involves pedophilia. It involves entrapment. And it involves a whole bunch of lying, stealing, and cheating by the cops. So
Nick's constable has just entered the chat.
Do you ever do anything that's like nice and fun and easy to digest, Jake?
Wrexham, Texan.
No, that's about Texas. I can't do it.
No, it's about Wrexham. It's
about Wrexham.
But it's by a Texan, and it doesn't rhyme.
By a Texan.
It rhymes as well as Dora the Explorer, and I can't handle it.
Dora the Explorer.
Hey, so oddly enough, the Spanish there's a Spanish word for female explorer, and it's called Exploradora. That's where that show came from, dude.
Oh shit! I don't know.
No, it's not. No way.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, fuck.
Steven, I cannot tell if you're being completely facetious.
I think he's being honest.
I go down these rabbit holes sometimes when I'm by myself. So.
Exploradora? That's incredible.
See, these are the kinds of rabbit holes you go down on cannabis, not murdering.
These are the kinds of trivia questions that should be asked.
I'm murdering facts. Yes, that's right. Yeah.
I murder facts and asses. That's what I murdered.
Yeah.
Last night I went on a fantastic cannabis rabbit hole by watching Attack on Titan.
Is that any good? I've never seen it.
Dude, I've never watched anime before. My friends got me into this. Me and my buddy get super high and then watch Attack on Titan.
I love anime stuff.
Is that the one where Creed did the soundtrack?
I don't know, but it is totally so different. Good. It's so good.
I've heard people tell me I should watch it, so maybe I gotta get into it.
Yeah, it's on Hulu. Attack on Titan. Highly recommend. Go check out peacefulseed.network.
Or apparently Attack on Titan. I don't know.
Go watch Attack on Titan. Follow us on X at Liberty Libation. And let's go watch some funny videos, yo.
Yeah.
First one up. Me in interview. I can work under pressure. Also, me doing a simple task.
Vanilla or chocolate? This is too much pressure. Take your time, buddy. This one. Vanilla or
The top comment here is the most relatable thing I've ever seen.
Is this AI? Yeah. Yep.
Oh, fair.
You're correct. All right, here, number 2.
I know Mom is beautiful, but this is the most disgusting thing I've seen in.
Is this AI? Yeah.
I know Mom is beautiful.
Pulling his mom's hairs out of the
anyone that's
brain.
Lived with someone with long hair knows that's not AI, actually.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yes. A swamp thing comes out of the drain.
Oh, yeah. You're like, why is the shower draining really slow? And it's like, because there's a gerbil in there. Like,
yeah. Because Cousin It is in the pipe. Yes.
Yeah.
All right, here's proof that cats will knock anything off the edge.
Their own kin.
Dude, the fall back like this is hilarious.
That's
so stinking good. All right. We got a montage of folks who secretly told the waiter to take the plate of someone who just started eating.
I've never seen anything like this.
There's not too fishy. I just do it.
You seem to just.
I think
This
it.
is so good. This is so good. I'm still eating.
No, it's too much already. Come on.
No, I'm still
Come on,
eating.
please. Finish already.
Dude, that's such a good prank. I love how much fun.
I'm surprised so many of them just sat there like stunned versus the I've still got this.
Well,
they
and
know, like,
that's
are they told?
look. You want to know how Mom Tommy got elected in New York City? That right there. Look at how many people just let that plate go.
That's funny.
Yeah.
This is a dangerous game for the waiter though, because
That's
they don't know who's actually paying the bill.
That's what I'm asking is like, do the waiters like, are they told like, hey, like take their plate, but like give it back kind of thing? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because this could get weird if they were like, take the plate and then they dump it, you know?
Yeah, no, they give it back. I'm pretty sure.
I've never seen anything like this. Funny.
All right, here's a Waymo being motioned to by a cop.
Sir, we cannot move. We're sorry. His car won't let us move. We're not driving.
Oh no.
Sir, there's no one there.
I didn't know there was self-driving taxis. Holy shit.
Sir, we cannot.
There's full-on self-driving taxis now?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
They're all over Atlanta, man. I got here
Really?
last week. I could not believe how many of them were in Atlanta.
Oh, they
Honestly,
let you cut them off in traffic too, because they're programmed to stop.
To be passive.
So like if you see one, you're like, oh, I'm about to get in front of you.
I've seen videos of not just taxis specifically, but like cars that like get to this complicated like intersection where you really got to just like gun it out at one point, and if it's a self-driving car, they will not jump into traffic like that. Yeah. And there's a line like a fucking mile long behind the car if it's a self-driving car in really tight traffic.
Oh, it's like a MARTA bus. Yeah, like the
MARTA. It's a very Atlanta.
I would love to see like a statistic of how many just fender benders happen in Metro Atlanta daily because a MARTA bus stop was nearby.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably a lot.
Yeah,
that's probably a lot. All right, y'all.
A hotel right by the MARTA station one time to see a concert in Atlanta. It was an oversight on our part booking the hotel.
I took the MARTA train to see a concert one time. Oh, with Steven. I went to see Shane Gillis with Steven.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I remember.
Huge mistake. that MARTA bus was a huge mistake. Or
The
train.
MARTA.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do that. It was awful. I should have had Steven drive me home.
The offer was there.
Yeah.
I know. I didn't know how bad it was going to be, Steven.
Like, I'm on the train. I was like, you sure? This isn't...
I avoided the trains after dark, like middle of the day or into the early evening from the airport. But
our old roommate watched somebody get stabbed in the neck in broad daylight on a MARTA train.
What?
Like blood gushing everywhere. Yeah.
Jesus.
It's nuts. So don't recommend MARTA trains in general.
But they always remind me of Outkast.
What?
They sing about it, but yeah.
That's fair. All right, y'all. That'll do it for this week's episode of Liberty Libations. This is the 150 episodes, y'all. This is, we're basically 3 years in. I think we're 6 episodes away from doing this for 3 full years.
Wow.
Maybe actually this might be the 3-year marker because we've missed 4 or 5, maybe 4 to 6 weeks total.
Yeah, it started right before you started this right before I moved.
Yeah.
In 2022, which
right
I moved the week before Thanksgiving because I started the week of Thanksgiving at my job up here.
It's a weird time to start.
Okay. So, 1 or 2 weeks away from being 3 years of doing this.
Man.
That is nuts.
Well,
it all just started because you posted, you sent a message one day and said, hey, I think I'm going to do a live stream tonight. And then I hopped on so you weren't alone.
Yeah, great. Jake told me, he's like, hey, like, we're a man down. Like, do you want to just, like, help us do this thing? And he didn't tell me it was live. And I was deathly afraid of live stuff. And so I said, yeah. And then I realized it was live while we started going. And my feet were sweating that whole episode. Like it was very uncomfortable. But
And then Steve was watching, and he was super engaged in the comments, and we were like, come on. And then we were like, stick around.
And then Zane wouldn't shut up during trivia, and so now he's on.
And now he's an integral component here. Making the most fucking obnoxious and difficult trivia anyone's ever fucking heard of, but whatever. Yes,
dude, you've got to get that like Senate candidates or like gubernatorial candidates. That level of trivia would be interesting to watch them argue over that.
When we were talking about Agent K, I was like, I got this. And then after Beyond that and the Matrix, I was like, oh no, I got nothing to contribute here when it's about presidents and tariffs. A whole section on tariffs.
I must say, I have been known to take requests, so to speak. So maybe you're in luck.
Okay, my request is make it easier.
Dumb it down like a peg or 4. Yeah. God damn.
Have we had a perfect game before?
No.
What do you mean?
Oh, of course not.
Answers all? No.
I would resign in disgrace if anyone ever did that.
Yeah, you've dumbed it down too much.
Zane, we didn't have a perfect game when I was doing it. You don't need to be that smart to not have a perfect game.
Yeah.
What? What?
Yeah.
I was talking about me writing the trivia.
I know. That's what I'm saying. When I was writing the trivia, I'm not as smart as you. You don't have to make it super smart to not have anybody have a perfect game.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
Yeah. See, you have to be dumb to understand what I was just saying. Hang on. Did you see which order of people understood what I was saying first? It was Alden, then Steven, then Nick, then you.
It was dumbest first. Gets it. Yeah.
See, when I write trivia, I always go for interesting first, and then the difficulty just is what it is.
Interesting is
smarter
also
than a 5th grader.
One of those eye of the beholders. Yeah.
Well, I'm the beholder, so
we know. Yeah.
There we go.
I'm the beer holder.
I was gonna say the same thing. Steven got me. We're all the beer or mead holders over here. Yeah.
All right. All hail the beer holder.